And we're going to start the recording. We are
Okay.
already live, I think, and we will start the recording. But it's all recording. It was already recording.
It was
Or
already? Okay.
yeah, yes. So I would wanted to play a song for you,
Okay.
Nadia, but
Mhm.
I must do that. I seriously feel like playing a song for you because this is your spirit. I see on Instagram.
Oh yeah. I love songs so much. It helps me.
In my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take. I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. All through my city, all through my home. We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we
So I just wanted to cheer up this thing because I'm introducing somebody who's absolutely full of life. She definitely through her content makes me smile. I don't know how she comes up with these things. Nadia, you definitely make my day. A lot of times when I visit Instagram, because of this project, I visit Instagram very less now. I'm totally on Facebook. But whenever I do, I definitely make sure I go and see what Nadia has done latest. Or anyway, you pop up onto my screen, and I totally love your reels. I just don't understand. Like, I just keep thinking, how does she come up with this? Like, it is so simple, but it's so funny sometimes that. And I just love how I've seen you evolve in last 6 months over Instagram with this content creation. And welcome, Nadia. I'm so sorry last time it didn't work out. I think it was just not working out for me also. There were levels and levels and levels of stuff, one after the other coming wrong. But there's always a reason. There's
Yeah.
always a reason why it didn't work, and maybe today is the better day for you. And that's why you are here. So welcome, Nadia. Please go ahead and
Thank
introduce
you.
yourself, and let's talk about your journey till here.
Okay, so hi everyone. A second time.
Yes.
My name is Nadia. I am an educator, a teacher. I'm also a influencer in my Instagram. I think I have to start calling myself that.
Yes, you are.
Everyone
In
is.
spite of the fact that you've done a very famous reel on influencers, but you are definitely one of them for sure.
Thank you. And I'm also a mother. I have a 10-year-old daughter. And right now, I am running a refugee education center in Malaysia with my partner, Mike. But currently, he's in Poland, and Malaysia is still on a lockdown. So we haven't been doing any classes for the past 3 months plus.
Yeah.
Not sure how it's gonna be in the next future, but definitely, hopefully, something good will happen. Can't really plan and say. We can only see what the future holds.
Only good things happen to good people, Nadia, and you and Mike are definitely belong to the side of good people. And I absolutely have been very supportive, I think, since last 7, 8 months of the refugee camp, because the whole fact that you wanted to dedicate your time to the refugee camp and bring light in those mothers' life was very inspiring. And I've seen your backstage work. I've seen you guys working. I've seen some pictures. I've helped Mike with some pictures, and when your live stuff is going on. Wilma is here. Hi, Wilma. Thank you for showing up. And the fact that I saw these mothers wanting to be around you because they saw so much light in you, and you getting emotional, uplifting them. You guys tried everything possible, and the COVID situation only made it worse to connect through that. And I understand it, but I think things will fall in place, and this dream of yours will come true through these refugee moms. So to start with, let's talk about these refugee moms. When you meet these mothers, here we are sitting about actually this project has gone very deep now. It's not only talking about photography anymore. It's not only talking about the self-image that we have an issue with. You know, there are deeper issues of mothers that this camera is showing me. And when you meet a refugee mom, for her, showing up for her dream is a very far-fetched reality. Like, for her, even to think that I have a dream or I can dream is very, very far-fetched. For her
Right.
to get her children educated, put them in their basic necessity things, and live her life holding them, tying them, walking with them. So uh, just tell me a little life of a refugee mom. Let's talk about a refugee mom life where, forget, like, if Shika Khanna goes to her and says, "Oh, what about your self-image?" and she'll be like, "What are you talking about?" You know.
Right. So the refugee moms, I can see so much energy and so much power and faith in how they want to change their life and also their children's life. Um, a lot of the refugee moms, not all of them are working because, first of all, in Malaysia, as a refugee, you're not allowed to work legally. So I think only some of them are working and some of them are staying at home, taking care of the children while the husband is working. And that is why I came up with the idea of making a small business with the refugee moms because they have time to spend.
Yeah.
And our center does not only for working moms, anybody who wants to work and do something for their life and gain new skills, they can definitely join us. And also one thing about our small business is that we allow mothers to bring their children as well when they are working. So it's easier for them to learn and to work at the same time, taking care of the kids. So we are very, very flexible.
Yeah.
But at this moment, I know some of the refugee moms, well, families in general are struggling because businesses are closing down. So it means that the owner has to let go of most of the people, and so they let go of the refugees, right? So I think some of them are struggling, but they are also very strong in the community. So they are helping one another, So that's actually a very good culture. I've seen how they work, how they help one another, and it's very, very nice. So I think despite all the things that's happening, they are still keeping it together because they have a very strong community. So yeah.
So where are they from? Where are in Malaysia refugees are what part? Like in India, refugees would be from Bangladesh or Pakistan. I don't think the Pakistan people will come and take refuge here, but Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. Where are the refugees from in Malaysia?
So most of us, most of the refugees in Malaysia are from Myanmar.
Myanmar.
I think that's the highest. And we also have from Palestine, we have from Syria, we have from Somalia. So we have quite a lot of refugees in different countries. But the ones that I'm working with, that I'm connecting with, are from Myanmar because years back, Mike and I are already doing classes and doing some activities with the children. So it was easier for us to just connect with and focus on a certain community. And once we are a little bit more stable, then we could think about helping other community. But we do keep in touch with other refugees community like the Somali and also Syrians.
Right.
Just so that we stay in contact. It's very good to just being able to not only communicate with me and Mike, but also with other people and just help one another, right?
And is it very difficult for them to get any kinds of rights in Malaysia? Does it ever happen that a refugee gets? Because once I was talking to Mike, and Mike had put a question that, "What do you think goes on, like in this refugee mom's head or something like that?" And I said maybe they want to go back, and he says not at all. I don't think they want to go back, and he was very clear about it when he said that. That I'm glad I made it, and yeah, Mike is here. So Mike was mentioning. See, look at the big smile. Mike, look at that smile on her face. So And it's just a comment. You're not even there. It's just a comment happening there, Mike. So anyway, he was saying that they will not want to go back. So does it ever happen that they get their rights in Malaysia ever, and they are upgraded to being the citizen of, or is it very, very difficult and they have tough time getting their rights?
It's very, very, very hard. I don't know. I've never heard of anybody, any refugees who would be able to get a citizenship or anything, because in Malaysia we don't have any regulations that allow refugees to have certain legal rights. And there are NGOs who are fighting for it. So maybe in the future they would have, but right now I don't see anything in the future to legalize refugees in Malaysia. And I guess that's also the reason why they are coming from Myanmar to Malaysia, is just like a pit stop before they actually go to the US, other countries who are recognizing refugees and giving them citizenship and legalization.
Right.
But even then, it took so long for them to get to the other country, because they have to apply, they have to go for interviews. So there's so many process, and you can't just simply go there, because they also have to make sure they don't take too many people, right?
I'm just thinking I'm talking to you and I'm thinking about this mom wanting to leave the country and then wanting to go and then wanting to hop one country, settle there, find people, go to another country. My God. It would be very interesting actually to get one refugee mom into the book and see if you have one very powerful refugee mom to bring her to the book, and we should celebrate that mom as well, because that's another shade of mom which gets unrecognized totally in the book. And I'm just realizing that shade of mom should also come in the book. So let's move on. You said you're a teacher.
Yes.
And what kind of teaching are you doing? Is it pre-nursery? What kind of teacher are you, Nadia?
So I am a early years teacher. Is a kindergarten teacher.
Right. And so is Mike a kindergarten teacher as well? Mike is also.
Yes. And that's also how we get to know one another, because we were working in the same school. Yeah. And I'm also a physical education teacher. So I teach physical education activities. And I love it because I'm always this sportsy person. I love being active. So perfect. Yeah.
I've seen that. I think even Mike can be a physical. I was just telling you that the whole thing of looking at you guys exercising together on social media, I still not, like, if you ask me that have I got inspired and started exercising, no, I just watch you guys and I'm like, yeah, that's cool, we're doing difficult things, but I'm not reached there to start picking up, though I'm totally aligned when it comes to Mike and his health diets and everything. When he comes up with his fasting, I've still not done that, but I'm very almost there, that okay, I will try, let me finish these 50 months more, maybe I'll go for some kind of fasting. But yeah, it's nice to know that you're a physical education teacher and that enthusiasm is there. And moving on to knowing about you being a mom, that's one topic we must talk, because you're going to be an inspiration, Nadia, to many mothers, to so many mothers, because you are such a gem, you're such a positive person, you're such a when you come on screen, and I've seen you coming from being this person who didn't like the screens to coming and shining, and that shine doesn't happen when you're not real. Let me tell you this, it can't be fake. So your spirit is a very high spirit, and I will urge everybody who's watching to go and get her Instagram reels to see how amazing she is. Let's talk about your journey as a mom, Nadia.
Okay. So all right. So it's actually quite hard for me. I'm just gonna say honest. It's quite hard for me.
I know it's hard, but I keep telling you, you're doing this for many mothers, because you're one of the shades of mothers, and there are a lot of mothers like you. And I will make sure that this book releases you and inspires many mothers and releases them from this. So let's do it.
Right. Let's do it. Yeah. So I've been hiding these stories for a long time, because in Malaysia, in my culture, my religion, it's not acceptable. I am a single mom right now, but I'm a teenage mom. So I got my daughter when I was pregnant with her when I was 16, and I gave birth to her when I was 17 years old. So that is the last year of a high school. That's when I had her. So it happened really quick, you know. I have to stop school for a while because the school does not allow me to go to school if I'm pregnant. So I had to have a private tutor. And then after I deliver Amanda, only then I go back to school, but I was not allowed to go back to my original school. So I have to go to another school and to take my exam, because that's a very important time of the high school. From there, only you can apply to university. So I got good results, I have to say, more better than the ones who are in school the whole year.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. And that's a good one. Get a good sentence to say that you got better than many people who were in the school.
Yeah. I mean, not encouraging people to be a teenage mom, but it's
It's no
definitely
encouragement, but you were just making a
yeah.
statement that I did better at studying privately than I did studying in the school. That's what the statement was.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Exactly. And then after I got the results, I applied for university. I think it was one of the hardest time for me because I've never separated with my daughter, and I had to go studying. So it was a really emotional time for me, especially that my husband was also not very supportive. Ex-husband was not really supportive at that moment. So I just felt like I was by myself, you know, even though my parents were there to help with the kids, but you need the emotional support
Yes.
that you are looking for and your partner is not giving. So it was a tough time for me. And I think a year later, he was not very supportive of me or even Amanda. Hasn't been seeing us for 6 months, and I decided to apply for divorce. Because, you know, if he doesn't want to be part of our life, then let me go out there and find myself and
Right.
move on with my life, right?
And
So
that's
I
a
didn't.
courageous step. I must tell you that, because you did it very quickly. Most women stick around for very very long, go through
Yeah,
that pain for very very long, and speak up almost when so much time is wasted and gone. So you did it very quick, and that says a lot about you, Nadia, as a person. The confidence that, yeah, I think this is just going to go in a wrong way, and you corrected it very soon. It's amazing. So I'm just
thank you. Yeah,
congratulating.
yeah, I actually have to say that I was doing things quickly. I did not linger around and to see if he's gonna change, if he's not gonna change. I really took the decision into my hand. I was not even talking to my parents. I just decided, you know what, I need to divorce this guy and nobody's gonna tell me otherwise. So I did everything behind my family's back because I also feel like it's my decision to make. It's my life.
Right.
Only on the day when I was in the court, I call my father and I say, "Hey, I'm at the divorce court. I'm just I'm gonna have to divorce him because he hasn't been a supportive husband or a father." So, and then after that, I went into another university. Everything actually went smoothly. I have to say, maybe it's also a blessing for having a kid. And I think having Amanda is probably one of the best thing in my life because it also keeps me grounded, like keeps me thinking what I want to do in my life. What should I do in my life to make sure I have a secure life, and also so that my daughter has a secure life. And and right now, I'm not saying my life is super, super secure and amazing, but it's everything that I have needed and everything that I want at this moment, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
And Melanie is here, and she is your pillar, by the way. Melanie, you already know Melanie, and she is going to be your pillar, because I have pillars I'm handing over mothers to, so that they can reach the finish line of getting their pictures, getting their stories on time. And I'm so grateful to all my pillars. But as I said to you, like, of course, that you've been a very, very uh, brave, courageous person, but I love your clarity, Nadia. I belong to an Indian culture, which is very close
Right.
to what your culture is, right?
Yeah.
In the same culture, the reactions would have been the same. But to be able to stand up and to take decisions for yourself at that age, right, is
Yeah.
difficult. And somebody very strong needs to be there inside of you to be able to tell you that this is it. And I'm very proud of you not because you divorced somebody, but I'm very proud of you because you did not choose pain for a long.
Right. Yeah.
You chose the difficult path, but you did not choose the silent pain to linger on and
Yeah.
show to the world that, for the sake of everything, I'm going to go through it. You took the decision and you moved on. And I think that's the inspiration part about your story, that many, many girls, they don't have to.
Yeah. Right.
Don't
Right.
have to suffer silently about this, and they don't have to. You still completed your studies, you still moved on, you still got ahead, you're still shining, you're still moving ahead. And that's the inspirational part about you, Nadia. So I really, really, I don't know what to say, but I'm very nice and pleased to know that girl who was at that age very confidently taking decisions in spite of all the difficulties. I can totally relate to you. In fact, I come from a very big joint family. If it would have happened in my family, I mean, I don't even know if I had the courage of doing things that you were doing. In spite of the fact that I was also very, 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 very adamant and a very confident girl at a very young age. So um, thanks for sharing that story. And I told
Yeah.
you we will release it today for the world to get inspired, and we have done it out there. Yeah.
We have done it.
Yes, we're gonna die. So let's move on to the next part of Nadia, which I have witnessed myself, who was very shy with cameras, who didn't want to come in front of the Facebook, who always wanted to stay behind. What was the chatter that used to go behind on your, when you didn't want to show up, for Facebook? And you know what? I just realized that I have not put my mic. So in case I'm not clear, I'm just putting the mic on.
No, you are clear. I clear. Can you just repeat the question again? Sorry.
I know I do these silly things, technical stuff, and I think that's going to be like a joke for me by the time I finish 100. So I was just saying that, that when I saw you, I remember you like briefly meeting you, talking to Mike, and at that time you were starting this whole Instagram journey. And at that time, you never used to like. I think I even saw your very first live or something, and I commented, "Well done, Nadia. You're like live." And I was taking the same journey of going live at that time, and I did remember commenting personally to you, saying, "I'm so proud of you. You're going live." And you not only gone live, I don't know what you got, like where have you shot up in like these 6 months. So that, like, let's talk about, because this whole project is about that self-image, that doubt, that how will we look, we don't want to come in front of the camera, all that. And then from that, taking this journey, I'm sure it's so much easier to just start anytime, do your reels, do your stuff, and then move on. Let's hear that.
Yeah. Initially I did not like being in front of the camera. I was a bit shy camera. I think a lot of people mistaken me for being this super confidence girl who has everything, like she's okay in front of the camera. I don't. When I first started, I don't feel comfortable in front of cameras. I like to hide behind Mike because I think he has that appearance. But I also feel like one of the reasons why I was not confident is maybe because of the content that we were doing. It's not something that I am related, like I relate so much, something that I want to do so badly, you know what I mean? So maybe that is also the reason why I'm okay with Mike just taking over everything.
Mike
But yeah,
himself
so when,
like initially even he was apprehensive of coming to social media. So even Mike has made that journey himself before he has made you make this journey. So that's even Mike's story, that he didn't want to be there initially with social media, and I think he's also worked a lot to come here this long way.
yeah, that's right. That's right. My say I don't have even half of
Half
the
the
presence
friends
that
here.
Nadia has. He has, but our niche are very like different
Very
niche. So
different,
he
yes.
has a very different niche. I have a very different niche. So
Absolutely.
I guess we just have to take the credit, Kanye.
So um, so if somebody told you 6 months back, and you're being part of a book of self-portrait, that you have to take your self-portrait, rediscover who you are, and come up with your story, what would your reaction be versus what the reaction is today of being okay in front of the camera?
Oh, 6 months ago, I probably would not do it. I have to be honest. 6 months ago, I probably wouldn't do it because I think around 6 months ago, my sister wanted to interview me about being a teenage mom. So she's quite open because she travel a lot, so she's a bit more liberated, and she wanted to talk about teenage mom, being a teenage mom. And that's when everyone in my family just said, Nadia, don't do it, don't embarrass your family, blah blah blah. So and I didn't do it. So if you were to tell me 6 months ago that I will do it, I don't think I would be able to express how I really feel. But right now, I understand that my presence in social media and Instagram is and a lot of followers, I have to say, because I am being authentic. I started to be myself. I'm more comfortable with myself. I say what I want. I do what I want. I am not just going with the flow and the culture, you know. And I actually have a lot of people messaging me saying that if they could go back time to where they were younger, they would probably just do whatever they want instead of what other people are telling. So the more that I open up my stories, the more I feel good about myself.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
yeah, and it's an eye-opening because I did not believe how much people are also experiencing the same thing that I experienced.
Yes.
Right? So that's how I create relationships with my followers and with the people and engaging with them. So with all that, I feel good, and I feel like if I'm doing something more for social media, because I wanted to do it, not because other people are telling me to do it.
Right, right. And that's why when I think the interview before we were sitting, and I was telling you that this, you're opening up and now you're releasing it in a book forever.
Yeah.
Do you realize that? Wilma is
Yeah.
here, and Wilma was literally pushed by me to come into an interview overnight, and she's never, like she's never been in front of, like, she generally doesn't come in front of the camera. And Wilma just told me, what, I had to do a video chat with you before even I wanted to decide she was a mom. She's like, I thought it was an audio chat. That even a video chat was a shock for her. And within 10 hours I brought her out as one of the moms in the book. And imagine, Nadia, your story is going to be in a book. And I always tell this to people, that when it's in a private diary, when it's in the closed doors, it's your story. But when it comes out, it's a story that becomes an inspiration to many, many people. You are one of the shades of mothers, which is a very common thing. You're not one ordinary mother who's just gone through something. You're an extraordinary mother who's gone through so much, to just survive this phase. And you are going to really, really inspire many mothers through this book. And more than that, for Amanda, for her, when she sees her mom celebrating her in a book of 100 shades of moms, you know,
Yeah.
it totally will take her from here to here. Because
Right.
she will open the book, and when she is sitting with her kids in the future, and she's like, my mom, she's very proud of me. She's very
Oh
proud of me
yeah.
because I was in a book, and at that time also it was not easy for her, but she came up with the story in a book, and she released it for many mothers who are going to totally, totally, totally get inspired. So you are going to become an inspiration with this story, Nadia, and she is going to be uplifted as well with this book forever. So I'm
Yeah.
so happy that you took the courage. And I told you, you're courageous. You're totally courageous. You've always been. With your story, it
Yeah.
always shows. Your story is a story of courage. And this book is not getting faces onto the pages of visual self-portrait. It's getting stories out. And I see a
Yeah.
story of courage for you. When I see your page, I see a courageous young girl and a courageous story. So I don't know how you're
Yeah.
going to do the self-portrait and show courage, but that's what I feel. I don't know what you feel, whatever your feeling is. Because I keep telling people, your index pictures at the end of the books, every mother is going to be in the index, so their proper portraits are going to be there. But don't, like, underplay your story in that one big page image. And I see a courageous story coming out And then some girl will look at it and say, hey, Nadia, yes, I know she said that she did everything which was needed to do, irrespective of what was happening to her.
Yeah.
So
And
Nadia,
I also, it's very important for me. I think I will start finding my strength and my courage to be more open about it. One day, I know I will, because the thing is, in Malaysia right now, if you have a kid before you are married, your child will have a name that that when people read, they will automatically would know that she is a child before marriage. It's like a
oh, and
stamp.
what is that? Like, you know?
It's a stamp, you know. So the father has a different name, and she has a different name, so people know that she's not a kid from marriage, right? So it's very harsh, I have to say,
It is.
regardless of what explanation. Yeah. And I want to, and that could actually bring her confidence down, because people would say something, people might question her in the future. And I want her to know that that's not going to make her less of a person, you know. And it's just a name, whatever. What's important is her journey and how she brings herself, and the courage, and what she can bring
Yes.
into the world.
Yes, and by bringing this thing itself out, actually outrages me totally, because I'm very pro children, and it just outrages me because like nature decided that a mom can be a mom whenever she, very sorry to use this word, I don't use it, but whenever she wants, right? And if it happens to her, who are you to put a stamp on a child?
Exactly,
To say
exactly.
that this is not right. She can't say,
Exactly.
I don't get angry very fast. You must have not seen me very angry, but I'm just like, in nature, you're a mom when you're a mom.
Yeah.
And yes, we
Yeah.
need to get into the society and live in it. But for a country like this to put a name, it doesn't even happen in India, I must say this to you.
Oh, wow.
And India is considered as a very so-called third world, or I don't even like that word when people use it. But they call us third world, they call us underdeveloped, they call us everything. It doesn't even happen in India, Nadia.
Yeah.
That a child, a teenage mom's child, or somebody's child before marriage would be giving a special name. That's really not okay. And
Yeah.
something has made me angry today. I don't get angry very fast, and I just can't believe that we so look up to countries abroad. I must say that I'm very proud that it doesn't even happen in India. Many worse things might happen at the family level of the trauma that goes through, but at a government level, at an acceptable level of the society, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And
And it's very one-sided. It's very one-sided because the moms have to deal with it, right?
yeah, Mike is going on and on. Yes, and yes, oh my God, yes, you were pulled like this within 10 hours, and we have a beautiful story of Vilma as well. Vilma is right, oh my God, yes. I know that oh my God is because she poor didn't even have any time to say, yes, no, I've never been in front of the camera, I'm going live straight away in
Yeah.
10 hours for an interview in India. So, well, that, like, I can't tell you, I'm trying to be really nice right now, but it's hit me very hard inside what you just told me, that this is what happens to some child. It's just
Yeah.
it just hit me very bad, and I will be sleeping with this tonight, with this interview, with this anger.
Oh.
But no, being angry is good, Nadia, because you do something about it when you're angry,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that's true.
we need to. I mean, maybe we can address it in the book as a story that this must not be done, even if it's one line of it, right? And
Yeah.
changes happen like that in the world. It happens from a very very small opening. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be big, accumulated crowds to say things. So before we just quickly go on to your Instagram avatar now, um, how does it feel to be this woman who's roaming around with a cat and talking like, in Instagram all the time? I just love that one. What, you're walking? That reel is one of my favorite. I watch it a lot of times, in which you said, are you walking? Oh, it's morning. Why are you running? There was some reel like that with your cat in your
Oh,
hand.
yeah, yeah, that one. Like
I just,
at 7 in the morning.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very funny. I laugh so much. You even laughed in your influencer one. So you know that I'm one of your followers who's watching your reels closely. So how does it feel now, from that girl who didn't want to even come out with anything, and now she's on 30,000 followers, 30,000 plus followers, and
Mhm.
moving very quickly. How does it feel?
Whew, it feels super great. It feels super great, but at the same time, it feels like a lot of thing going on, because then there's like expectation from people already that, oh, Nadia will have to upload, because people are like, I'm waiting for your reels, I'm
Yeah,
waiting for your
I am.
reels.
I do. So I'm honest about it. I do, because it makes my day sometimes, because it plays into my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for a change, it's neither total nonsense and it's neither total serious, and it's right in the middle, because it's very beautifully done. So it's amazing, and you deserve these 30,000 followers for sure.
Yeah. I mean, when I started doing these reels and I realized that, hey, I actually really enjoyed it because I'm entertaining people. And when people are entertained, they're very happy and they say nice things to me. And I get entertained myself. So it's like a loop, this happiness and all that thing. So I really enjoyed it. But I do have to admit, sometimes it's a bit overwhelming because the amount of time that I have to spend on social media, engaging with people, updating. And I haven't been posting anything, any reels for the past 3 days because people are still engaging on my old reels. So I have to make sure I'm keeping up on that one
Yeah,
first,
yeah, yeah.
and more clients. So I just have to take it slow a little bit sometimes.
What kind of clients are you now with? What kind of clients are you dealing with now? When,
Mostly just products. I have a lot of food products because I've been sharing up a lot about desserts and how I love
your coffee.
desserts.
There's a coffee drink as well. I make
Yes,
that bottle is beautiful.
I love the bottles too. Yeah, coffee, food, and products like hair serum, and shoes, dresses. So these are all the kind of clients that I'm attracting
Yeah.
at the moment. I do have people from the facial part products, but I don't really take it because it takes time for me to try it out and to see if I really like it. And I don't want to promote everything. I want to promote something that I believed in and I like,
Yeah.
so that it looks more
That's,
genuine, you know?
that's more important. That's important. Actually, be clear on that is very, very important. And so, what's the big dream after you hit 1 million followers?
Oh,
What's the big dream? Because I call this book 100 Self Portrait, 100 Dreams, and I don't know, I'm behaving like as if I'm some superpower or something, but I keep saying, let's manifest your dream. I'll make sure your dream will come true. Let's manifest it through this book. I don't know why I keep saying that. Sometimes I like leave the interview and I'm like, how are you crazy? You're really crazy. They talk about, like, these women are such amazing women. They're talking about touching 100 million lives. They're touching, impacting this and they're impacting that. And I'm like, are you crazy that you're saying all their 100 dreams are your dream? But I'm like, doesn't matter. The more crazy, the better. And
yeah,
if it comes true, we'll make history. 100 dreams coming through to this book. So,
that's true.
what's your
That's true.
big dream, Nadia? 1 million, I just said it. I don't know why I just said it spontaneously, but getting one,
1 million, 1 million. Okay. It's not impossible. It's
it's
not
not impossible. Not
impossible.
at all. Not at all.
It's not impossible. Um, I don't know. At this point, I just want to travel around the world with Mike
That's
and my
one.
family, of course, my daughter. Just travel, get to know people, get to know life, experience everything, share with the people what they could never experience. Sometimes sharing your experience and the good things that's happening in your life in a way is also giving others who don't have the opportunities to do that, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's also part of what I would want to do, just to share my life journey with my followers. 1 million followers.
I like the 1 million followers. I like that. Have you ever tried to write, Nadia? Do you know there's a writer hiding in you?
No, no, I'm not really a big fan of writing though. So
I think so. You should try. I don't know why
Yeah.
I feel. I think you should. I don't know why I feel that, because I used to head a poetry movement for 12 years in India, and I've met close to 1,000 poets in 12 years of all kinds, of all
Wow.
languages, and I've usually not wrong when, because I've been around them. So my pulse of a writer and a poet is very strong, because I spent 12 years passionately, voluntarily being in this organization,
Yeah.
photographing poets, staying with them, organizing events, doing everything, just total as a volunteer. And people used to think I'm totally nuts, because I was almost 23 years old, hanging around with these poets of 80 years old, 85 years old, 90 years old, 6 year olds, all kinds. And when I was pregnant with my older one, I remember I was 7 months pregnant, and there was a big fight going on the event, and I was just right in the middle of the fight. And then, I was so excited that the event started, that almost climbed up the stage without going through the stairs, by being like 7 months pregnant. And that was like almost 5 steps up. I don't know how I just was so excited that it started, and I was like so involved in this movement. And I
Adrenaline.
remember I remember when I climbed up, I had this jerk, and I was like, "Oh my god, you totally forgot you were pregnant," So that's how involved I was when I was in that poetry movement. And I went on stage, and I was just like, "You should have taken stairs." That's why I remember this moment very clearly. And why I'm saying is that my pulse is very strong with poets, and I feel there's a poet in you. Try it; it'll come out a beautiful one.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe there is something in me. I just have to keep on doing it, right?
Yes,
We will only know if we do
I
it.
can
Like,
feel it. I've not said it to any moms till now, but I feel that you have a writer and a poet in you. So I am manifesting this for you, a book out from Nadia, and because I see a very courageous, strong woman here, and if your poetry can come out and inspire people, you never know. It starts from your story in the book. You never
it
know
could be, yeah.
your story can start with the poem, and let's see where it takes us. And maybe your story is just a poem in the book.
Maybe. I never thought about it,
Even I never thought about it. I've not told anybody that, but I'm saying that because I feel that. Cynthia is here. Good morning, Cynthia. I hope you're feeling well, Cynthia,
Hi.
now. She had an accident and few weeks back, and she's recovering from it. Very enthusiastic mom, turning up in comments. Very Vilma is saying 1 million yes to you. So people are manifesting it as well.
Thank
Life is
you.
also late. It's okay, Cynthia, you're late, but we can catch up. We can catch up. There's so much happening, and I know that you're going to begin this book as well very soon. So hang in there. We are just 40. Like, she just told me you are 39th, and I've already reached 44 since last 5 days. So Nadia, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being so courageous. Thank you so much for wanting to be in this book. That itself is a big step, not for you, but I know, absolutely belonging a similar culture as yours, I can absolutely know what it takes to fight against it and still do the right thing. And I'm very, very proud of you, knowing that you're so courageous. So thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
and good luck with your 1 million followers. I will be celebrating with you for sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for inviting me here and allowing me to tell my stories. I wouldn't be able to do it if there's no platform for me to express how I really feel and what I experience in my life. So thank you so much, Shika, for it.
If I was there right now in front of you, you would have got a very big hug from me right now, Nadia, because I know what it took for you to do this. So a very big hug, and I only want to say that for Amanda, it will only get better after this book gets out. Yeah,
Definitely, definitely. I will definitely show the book to her and say, look, you're in my story.
that's making me cry, Nadia. Don't do that. I mean, just the fact that she'll open the book and she must be this thing you just told me about Malaysian must be playing on her so much for so many years, and it'll release her. And I'm
Yeah,
glad I can do that to that one child, and you doing it to many children who might be going through this story. Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Love you, Nadia. Lots of love. And Mike is here as well. Melanie is here. Well done when you finally telling your story from your own mouth. Why is she saying that? You know that? why Melanie saying that? Because
No.
I was trying to reveal your story by being so encouraging under your poster. And he's like, she's amazing and she's very good and she's very inspiring. And Melanie writes a message under it and says, Mike, let her interview come and let her tell her story. And she had to stop Mike because when Mike saw that, I read that comment because when the poster came out, Mike was so enthusiastically saying she will change the world, and you know how Mike is. And Melanie just said, just stop Mike, let her interview come up and let her tell her story. So that's what she's saying. Thanks from your own mouth, So
Okay, now I know. Well, Mike is my biggest cheerleader at this point, so I guess that's why he's very excited.
He is. It's just because Melanie and Mike are such great friends as well that Melanie can do that to Mike. Yeah, and she's laughing right now because she exactly got, and you can see how I'm following all the stories and all the friendships sitting here on the computer. It's becoming so real.
Yeah.
It's becoming a family. So we're laughing like a family. Friends would laugh over coffee that Mike, this is what Mike was doing and this is what Melanie's doing. And Mike is descending. So thank you so much, Nadia. I'll go off.
Thank
And
you.
I'm glad we did it today, and we're just beautiful. My support is there. Get ready to be with Melanie now. Melanie, she's all yours as you're one of her pillars. And very soon we're going to see your story and your picture out. Yeah.
Yay!
Take
Okay.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye.